friends. It has been a while. I haven't gone live because I just haven't had anything to say. How about that? So I'm waiting to go live over in bod groups. It's gonna go live right now. Hi bod groups. I'm live in 2 places, okay? So a couple things I wanna talk about. You guys, I know that sometimes you show up in this space, maybe you recommit, maybe you're brand new, and your focus is on a specific goal. It's to look a certain way, it's to lose the baby weight, it is to fit into a different size clothes or see the scale move. Those are really great goals, but your goal, I'm challenging you to shift it to be something that is more internal, to a why that isn't just about your physical appearance, okay? Instead, I want you to, that's okay to have those goals, but those should be back burner goals. The weight loss, the changing your body, the feeling really good in your skin, those are all side effects of you getting consistent, trusting the process, and falling in love with the journey. And some of you are gonna gnash your teeth when I say you need to fall in love with the journey, but it's true and it's a choice. It's something that when I first came to my fitness journey, I told you, like I was really unhappy in my skin. I was having some issues just being a human because I was so unhappy with how I felt after having all these babies in a short amount of time. So I came to my fitness journey with a really unhealthy and yet probably pretty common mindset where I have to lose the weight. I have to get back into, like, I need to feel the way I did, blah, blah, blah. I see all these other people looking this way. Other people are bouncing back. Other people lose weight when they're breastfeeding. All the stuff was in my head and none of that served me. None of that serves you, okay? So if you are super hyper-focused on it has to look a certain way, I need to lose the weight, I need to fit back in these clothes, or I need to get these gains. You guys, that is not going to motivate you. And so often, I've been a coach for freaking 6.5 years, and I hear over and over, people just want to get they feel like they need to be motivated, right? Motivation is not something that you purchase. Motivation is not something that you can even freaking rely on. Motivation is something that comes when you decide that you're going to prioritize momentum. Not motivation, not what the end result is going to be. Like, I want you to have goals. I do. I think it's really important, and I think that goals will motivate you to show up to it. But you need to change the script in your brain around this from being, I need to, I have to, I should, to instead, this is how I own my journey, and this is how I get traction in my journey. You making a commitment to have momentum will eventually lead to the results. It will eventually lead to you finding your motivation. It will eventually lead to this shift in your mindset around your fitness journey, you guys. It's not just about a number. It's not just about a scale. You are so much more than that. And so I'm challenging you today to look at this in a different prism. Maybe it's your mental health. Maybe it is how you self-care for yourself. Maybe this is how you put on your own oxygen mask. Maybe this is how you prioritize your journey. Maybe this is how you feel strong and empowered. Maybe this is simply control. This is something that you can control. As a recovering control freak and perfectionist, 100%, that's how I started to view my workouts when I had 3 kids and I wasn't sleeping. It was the one thing I could control. I couldn't control sleep schedules. I couldn't control my husband's job. I couldn't control who was going to be in a good mood. I couldn't control my laundry pile, but I could control the fact that I chose to show up because it's a decision. And I'm asking you, number 1, to make that shift, to change your prism of how you're looking at your fitness. And number 2, to give yourself some grace, okay? And grace is very slippery because sometimes we're like, oh, well, I'm just giving myself grace and I'm going to sleep in, or I'm just going to skip today. That's not the kind of grace I'm asking you to give yourself. I'm asking you to set a goal that is something internal, okay? So I'm doing this for my mental health. I'm doing this to feel proud. I'm doing this to be able to like control something in my life, all right? Not the end result, the daily action. That is what I want you to focus on. And where was I going? I totally had a brain fart and lost what I was thinking. Giving yourself grace, okay? So you give yourself grace which means you meet yourself where you're at, okay? So if you're exhausted, if you have sickness in your house, if you are strung out and there's all these things happening, I want you to give yourself grace on your journey, but that doesn't mean taking a day off. That means that you still show up in some mindful way, whether that's personal development or it's going for a walk or it's literally just doing 5 minutes of your workout. You're choosing to get the momentum, You are choosing to show up to your journey every single day, not when it's convenient, not when you feel like it, not when you're inspired or excited or all ready for it. Make it a non-negotiable that you will touch your journey every single day. Same thing with personal development. You have to make it a non-negotiable. And when I say that, some of you freak out and knee-jerk and like, whoa, I don't have time. You have 5 minutes. You're here. You're scrolling social. You're watching TV. You're reading the news. You are bantering with people. You have 5 minutes that you can either plug into other people's agendas, or you have 5 minutes, a minimum of 5 minutes where you can prioritize your own journey, your own transformation, your own evolution, your own freaking growth. It is about so much more. This is about so much more than what your butt looks like, or what your abs look like, or what the number on the scale says, or what the size of your clothes. All of that is data. All of that is a reflection of something else happening. All right? So I'm asking you, as you wrap up this month, we're halfway through October. What? How did that happen? You guys, there's like barely anything left in 2021. I had to check. I was like, what year are we in? It's going to be by in a blink. Those days are going to pass no matter what. So stop kicking your can down the road and saying, well, it's a Tuesday. I have to wait for a fresh month or a fresh week. It's a fresh freaking day. Even if you watch this at 9 o'clock at night, this is a fresh day. This is a day you can draw your line in the sand and say, I'm going to commit to my journey, my imperfect journey. It doesn't need to look like Sarah's or anyone else that you watch on the gram or anywhere. Your journey is yours. It is your own fingerprint, you guys. It is unique to you. And so I'm asking you to give yourself grace, but to continue to show up and to keep striving towards just being a healthier, happier, saner version of you. And if you're not viewing your workouts as a vehicle to do that in, then you need to gut check. Okay? It's about so much more than food. It's about so much more than daily movement. It's about you prioritizing your own journey. And it's about you putting that stopgap in place and saying, I'm not going to keep making excuses. I'm not going to keep like imploding my journey by comparing it to other people's. This is my journey. And maybe your journey today isn't what it was a week ago or a month ago. Maybe you're dealing with an injury or you're recovering for something or you're going through this heartbreak season. That is why you deserve to show up. That is why you should be prioritizing your journey. And that is why I'm asking you to change your filter from a size, number, clothing, data to how do I feel? How can I be proud of my journey today? I moved my body, even if it was for 5 minutes. There's no disclaimer. We're not going to say, well, that's not as good as working out for 2 hours a day. No, it actually is. Okay, because it's you prioritizing your journey. It's you looking your excuses and your objections and your fear and your self-limiting belief and your real life in-person happening shit and saying, this is my journey and I'm going to be proud of it. And I'm not going to wait for it to magically change. I'm not going to wait for someone to show up and inspire me. Lord help us all. I'm not going to wait for some cataclysmic, motivating outside factor. Please don't wait for that. Don't wait for some diagnosis or scare or something. Instead, freaking choose to show up. Your journey is such a freaking gift. So treat it as such. You get to show up to your journey. You get to prioritize where you're at, even if it is for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is way better than no minutes. All right? So if you have been holding yourself against some invisible measuring stick that you're never going to reach in this season, as you are, you need to put that business back on the shelf. And instead, you need to give yourself grace and be so freaking proud of the ways that you choose to show up today. Because if you continue to do that, if you keep trusting the process, if you don't keep stopping and coming up with excuses why it won't work or it's too hard or this just won't work for me, if instead you're like, I'm just going to trust my own journey and stay consistent and choose, instead of focusing on that end goal, instead choosing to focus on how I can win today and how I can show up today and how I can take control of my journey and be super freaking proud, even on the hard, imperfect, maybe not quite enough days, as long as you're choosing to show up, to move your body, to listen to something that inspires you, and to remind yourself of the ways you're winning, you're on the way. You are on the way. And so I'm not always motivated. I'm really not, okay? But consistency is my superpower. Not because I was born with special willpower or any other skill set, but because I decided that I want to be a winner in my life. I want to be a winner. I've done the other stuff. I've tried the other things. The blame, the guilt, the mean self-talk, the just bullying of myself. I've tried that. I've worked out for 2+ hours a day. I've restricted food. I've tried bullshit diets. I've done those things and they never served me because it wasn't a lifestyle and I wasn't doing the work that actually needed to be done. Yeah, I want you to lift heavy. Yeah, I want you to move your body. Yeah, I want you to sweat. I want you to have endorphins. But more importantly, I want you to meet yourself where you are today and honor that and celebrate that and be super freaking proud of that so that every single day it's a building block. And it might take you longer to get to that end goal. It may not look the way you expect it to look, but if you stop giving yourself the option to quit and you stop saying, well, I'm going to circle back to that, or I'm going to come back to that, or this is just a hard season. This is your life. This is your life. So own it, okay? Be honest about it. It's okay. I'm not asking you to lie about all the things happening. If you have an injury, if you are recovering from something, clearly your journey has to pivot. You have to edit it. You have to honor it. But I'm asking you to do just that, to honor your journey and honor your life and show up in the ways that you can. And then you celebrate the crap out of that, right? Rinse, repeat, yada, yada. Okay? So I worked out today. I showed up today. I decided that, I didn't decide anything because this is just how I live my journey, that I show up for my mental health. I show up to feel strong. I show up to feel proud. Definitely want the scale to look a certain way. I definitely want to feel a certain way in my skin, #obviously, but it's also about so much more than that. And so many of you are not in that place yet. You're still in that beginning, start, stop. I want to lose the weight. I want this number on the scale. I want to go back to how I was in this different season. You can never go back in time. You're not that person, okay? And so I think it's okay at times to have goals where you're like, I really want to look the way I did, insert blah, blah, blah. But you're not her. You are not her. Your circumstances will never be exactly as they were. That moment in time is that moment in time. And what you have now is a fresh opportunity. It's a blank slate to reinvent yourself and to recommit and to reapply and to refocus on the things that will serve you. Does it have to be everything? No, it doesn't. Do you need it to be everything? I don't know. And I want you to maybe take a minute and think about that. If you need it to be everything, if you are you're tired of start stopping and you're tired of coming up with excuses and shortchanging yourself, in November 1st, we're starting a group. To be in the group, you have to have BOD, or you have to have the 21-day fix DVDs, okay? You can do that, whatever, it's fine. You have to have Shakeology, and you have to drink it every day. No excuses. You have to follow one of our nutrition plans, both of which are lifestyles. They're not diets, okay? They are diets as in you eat food, like we eat food as our diet. But it's nothing insane, okay? It's those simple things. And we're gonna do personal development every day. It'll be for the month of November, but the workouts will go 21 days because I'm asking you to commit to either MBF or 21-day fix with me. If you are recovering from an injury and you have to modify, that's fine. You're not disqualified, but those are the programs I'm asking you to commit with me. That group will happen outside of these spaces. I'm not taking you all with me. I'm serious that if you will not do these things with me, if you will not commit to a daily workout, if you will not commit to following a nutrition program, like 85% of the time, if you will not drink your Shakeology, you're not coming. You're not in this group, okay? I heard this call the other day, last week, I think, I don't know, it all blurs together, and it was so simple. When we trust the process, when we actually follow the plan, when we do what we know we need to do and surrender all this mental chatter around we should and we blah, 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 and if we just freaking do it, you'd be so blown out at your results. And so in my memories, apparently this time of year, I tend to do 21-day fix because looking at my Facebook memories, it keeps popping up. And let me tell you that when I follow a plan, I get really great results. When you follow a plan, you get really great results. Will you lose 500 pounds? No, you won't, because it's 3 freaking weeks. But this is about you drawing the line in the sand and stop selling yourself short and going all in. All in isn't perfection. All in is just you making the commitment to not make excuses anymore. All in means you are going to just do your best and surrender the rest. You're going to touch it every single day. And you're going to do those 4 things that I just said are the requirements. And if you can't do that right now, then that is okay. You stay here and you keep working on your journey. If you're already doing 80-day obsession, you're doing 9-week control freak, you're doing 645 or let's get up, that's cool. These groups will run as they always freaking have, and you will have me here cheering you on and dropping the meal plans. But if you need extra accountability, like I need extra accountability, you're going to message me and you're going to get the tools you need. You're going to sign a commitment and you're going to come on the journey. And if you just can't, that's fine. You're just not coming in the group. Cool? Cool. All right. I'm super excited about it. Side note, I feel as though we need to go back to a pelvic floor challenge. When I say I feel like we need to, that's based on my own needs. That's the beauty of coaching, is it really is about what you need. My job is my journey. My job is my journey. That's my journey. That's my job. I share about it. I shine a light around it. I invite you guys to come on the journey. I encourage you to recommit as many times as you need to because it's your journey, okay? But my job is my journey. And so that's how I always plan what I'm going to do next. What do I need? Do I need to work on personal development? Do I need to work on my nutrition? Do I need to work on my self-talk? Do I need to work on a morning routine? What do I need? What does Sarah need? And then I come up with a plan and you all hold me accountable. Pretty freaking rad. So if you need extra accountability, encouraging you to look at coaching, not as this, I have it all figured out, I have this perfect body, I'm a complete expert. I'm not an expert. I'm an expert in some things because I've lived it for long enough that I can say, I feel really confident in my ability to do this, but I'm not an expert in all the things. I'm not a nutritionist, okay? No. So that is the haps. I want you to commit to your journey today. I want you to stop coming up with reasons why you can't. I want you to stop half-assing it. Don't message me that this won't work if you don't do the work. If you don't follow the plan, don't tell me it won't work. Instead, let's be honest, I'm undisciplined. I don't believe in myself. I'm having a hard time prioritizing this. And if that's your truth, if any of those resonate with you, it's not all lost. It's not an indication you need to quit. It's an indication that you have personal development that you need to do. I have personal development I need to do. It's personal, so I'm going to do it. And I'm asking you, if there's some obstacle that keeps showing up in your life, that's an indication, that's what we call a clue, that's what you need to work on. And that's a freaking gift. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you or you're not good enough or you're never going to get there. This is just an indication. This is an area that you get to work on. None of us have to go through life reacting. None of us have to go through life feeling bad. You get to draw your line in the sand. You get to recommit to the areas that matter to you and that you want to work on. Okay? Okay. So I want you to have goals. I want you to have something you're striving for. Okay? But I also want you to be really honest with yourself about what's motivating you. What is inspiring you? What are you striving to do? If it's just about a number and it's just about a size, it's going to be really hard to stay committed. It's going to be really unfun on a lot of the days. Instead, if you reframe it, this is for my mental health. This is how I love myself. This is how I choose me. If you do that, if you make that teeny tiny shift, I guarantee you it will be an entirely different looking journey. Truth. Okay. I love you. I'm sorry I've been so quiet. I'm just trying to find my own life and not feeling like I have much to really share. So I've just been kind of quiet and working on my own journey, and that's okay. Right. All right. I'm going to put on my hoodie and my 50 layers of clothes because it's currently 37, and I'm going to go for my run because I committed to it. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I went on a run. I don't remember. I went on a run recently, and I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? What happened? I feel like I literally felt like I was running through mud. And instead of pushing through, I honored where I was at. And I was like, this isn't what I need right now. So I still showed up. I still invested into my journey, and I listened to some personal development, and I went for a walk, and I came home, and I was proud of myself. And I brushed off the fact that maybe it felt like it wasn't what I wanted it to be. And I had that little internal dialogue of like, oh, it wasn't enough. Today didn't count. You need to redo it. No, that was that day. And I did my best, and I surrendered the rest. That's how you get motivated. That's how you get your momentum. And that is how you shift your life. So surrender the need for perfection, surrender the need for it to look or feel or be an exact certain way, and instead be a work in progress and be okay with the fact that this is your journey.